Now, fair Hippolyta, our nuptial hour draws apace. 4 happy days bring on another moon. But oh, methinks, how this slow moon wanes. She lingers my desires like a stepdame or a dowager, long withering out a young man revenue.
For days will quickly steep themselves into night, for nights will quickly dream away the time, and then the moon, like to a silver bow new bent in heaven, shall behold the night of our solemnities.
Stir up the Athenian youth to merriments, awake the pert and nimble spirit of mirth, turn melancholy forth to funerals. The pale companion is not for our pomp. Hippolyta, I wooed thee with my sword, and won thy love doing the injuries. But I will wed thee in another key, with pomp, with triumph, and with reveling.
Happy be, Theseus, our renowned Duke.
Thanks, good Aegeus. What's the news with thee?
Full of vexation come I with complaint against my child, my daughter Hermia. Stand forth, Demetrius. My noble lord, this man hath my consent to marry her. Stand forth, Lysander. And my gracious Duke, this man hath bewitched the bosom of my child. Thou Lysander, thou hast given her rhymes and interchanged love tokens with my child. Thou hast by moonlight at her window sung with feigning voice, verses of feigning love, and stolen the impression of her fantasy with bracelets of thy hair, rings, God's conceits, messengers of strong prevailment in unhardened youth. With cunning thou hast filched my daughter's heart, turned her obedience, which is due to me, to stubborn harshness. And my gracious Duke, be it so she will not hear before your grace, consent to marry with Demetrius, I beg the ancient privilege of Athens, as she is mine, I may dispose of her, which shall be either to this gentleman or to her death, according to our law, immediately provided in that case.
What say you, Hermia? Be advised, fair maid, to you your father should be as a god, one that composed your beauties, yea, and one to whom you are but a form of wax, by him imprinted and within his power to leave the figure or disfigure it. Demetrius is a worthy gentleman.
So is Lysander.
In himself he is, but in this kind, wanting your father's voice, the other must be held worthy.
I would my father looked but with my eyes.
Rather with your eyes must with his judgment look.
I do entreat your grace to pardon me. I know not by what power I am made bold, nor how it may concern my modesty, and such a presence is here to plead my thoughts. But I do beseech your grace that I may know the worst that may befall me in this case if I refuse to wed Demetrius.
Either to die, the death, or to abjure forever the society of men. Therefore, fair Hermia, question your desires. Know well your blood. Examine your youth, whether if you yield not to your father's choice, you can endure the livery of a nun. Chanting faint hymns to the cold, fruitless moon, thrice blessed they that mastered so their blood, to undergo such maiden pilgrimage. But earthlier, happy is the rose distilled, that which, withering on the virgin thorn grows, lives and dies in single blessedness.
So will I grow, so live, so die, my lord, ere I will my virgin patent up unto his lordship, whose unwished yoke my soul consents to give no sovereignty.
Take time to pause, and by the next new moon, the sealing day betwixt my love and me, for everlasting bond of fellowship, upon that day either prepare to die for disobedience to your father's will, or else to wed Demetrius as he would, or on Diana's altar, protest for I austerity and single life.
Relent, sweet Hermia, and Lysander, yield thy crazed child to my certain right.
Have her father's love, Demetrius. Let me have Hermia's. Do you marry him?
Mournful Lysander, he hath my love true, and what is mine, my love shall render him. And she is mine, and all my right of her I do estate unto Demetrius.
I am, my lord, as well derived as he, as well possessed. My love is more than his. My fortune's every way as fairly ranked. I am beloved of beauty as Hermia. Why should not I then prosecute my rights? Demetrius, I'll avouch it to his head, made love to Neater's daughter Helena, and won her soul. And she, sweet lady, devoutly dotes in idolatry upon this spotted and inconstant man.
I must confess that I have heard so much, and with Demetrius thought to have spoke thereof. But being over full of self-affairs, my mind did lose it. But Demetrius, come, Aegeus. You shall go with me. I have some private schooling for you both. For you, fair Hermia, look you arm yourself to fit your fancies to your father's will, or else the law of Athens yield you up. Come, my Hippolyta, what cheer, my love? Demetrius and Aegeus, go along. I must employ you in some business against our nuptial, and confer with you of something nearly that concerns yourselves.
With duty and desire, we follow you.
How now, my love? Why is your cheek so pale? How chance the roses there do fade so fast?
But like for one of rain, which I could well beteem them from the tempest of my eye.
Ay me, for aught that I could ever read, could ever hear by tale or history. The course of true love never did run smooth, but either it was different in blood.
Oh, cross, to be high, to be enthralled to low.
Or else miscraved in respective years.
Oh, spite, too old to be engaged to young.
Or else it stood upon the choice of friends.
Oh, hell, to choose love by another's eyes?
Or, if it were a sympathy of choice, war, death, or sickness to lay siege to it, making it momentary as a sound, swift as a shadow, short as any dream, brief as the lightning in the collied nights. That, in a spleen, unfolds both heaven and earth, and ere a man hath power to say, behold, the jaws of darkness to devour it up. So quick bright things come to confusion.
If true lovers have ever been crossed, and it stands as an edict to destiny, then let us teach our child patience, for it is a customary cross, due to love as thoughts and dreams, sighs, wishes, and tears, poor fancy's followers.
A good persuasion. Therefore hear me, Hermia. I have a widow want, a dowager of great revenue, and she hath no child. From Athens is her house remote 7 leagues, and she respects me as her only son. There, gentle Hermia, may I marry thee. And to that place, the sharp Athenian law cannot pursue us. If thou lovest me then, steal forth thy father's house at tomorrow night, and in the wood, a league without the town, where I did meet thee once with Helena, to do observance till morn of May, there will I stay for thee.
Oh, my good Lysander, I swear to thee by Cupid's strongest bow, by the simplicity of Venus's doves, by that which knitteth souls and prosper loves, by the fire that burned the Carthage queen when the false Troyan under sail was seen, in that same place thou hast appointed me, tomorrow night will I meet with thee.
You promise, love. Oh, look, here comes Helena.
Godspeed, fair Helena, whither away?
Call you me fair? That fair again, I'd say. Demetrius loves your fair. Oh, happy fair. Your eyes are lodestars, and your tongue's sweet air, more tunable than a lark to a shepherd's ear. When wheat is green and hawthorn buds appear, sickness is catching. Oh, were favor so yours I would catch, fair Hermia, ere I go. My ear should catch your voice, my eye your eye. My tongue should catch your tongue's sweet melody. Were the world mine, Demetrius being baited, the rest I would give to be you translated. Oh, teach me how you look, and with what art you sway the motion of Demetrius's heart.
I frown upon him, yet he loves me still.
Your frowns could teach my smiles such skill.
I give him curses, yet he gives me love.
Oh, that my prayers could such affections move.
The more I hate, the more he follows me.
The more I love, the more he hateth me.
His folly, Helena, is no fault of mine.
None but your beauty. Would that fault were mine.
Take comfort. He shall no more see my face. My Lysander myself shall fly this place. Oh, before the time I did Lysander see, seemed Athens as a paradise to me. Oh, what graces in my love do dwell, that he hath turned a heaven unto a hell.
Helen, to you our minds we will unfold. Tomorrow nights, when Phoebe doth behold her silver visage in the watery glass, decking with liquid pearl the bladed grass, the time that lovers' flights doth still conceal, through Athens' gates have we devised to steal.
And in the woods where you and I upon faint primrose bed were wont to lie, emptying our bosoms of their counsel sweet, there my Lysander and myself shall meet. And thence from Athens will we turn our eyes to seek new friends and stranger companies. Farewell, sweet playfellow, pray thou for us, and good luck grant thee thy Demetrius. Keep word, Lysander, we must starve our sight, a lover's food till morrow deep midnight.
I will, my Hermia. Helena, adieu. As you on him, Demetrius dote on you.
How happy some or other some can be. Through Athens I am thought as fair as she. But what of that? Demetrius thinks not so. He will not know what all but he do know. And as he errs, doting on Hermia's eyes, so I admiring of his qualities. Things base and vile, holding no quantity, love can transpose to form and dignity. Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind. And therefore is winged Cupid painted blind, nor hath love's mind of any judgment taste. Wings and no eyes figure unheedy haste. For ere Demetrius looked on Hermia's eye, he'd hailed down oaths that he was only mine. And when this hailsome heat from Hermia felt, so he dissolved, and showers of oaths did melt. I will go tell him of fair Hermia's flight. Then to the wood will he tomorrow night pursue her. And for this intelligence, if I have thanks, it is a dear expense. But herein mean I to enrich my pain, to have his sight thither and back again.
Is all our company here?
You are best to call them generally man by man according to the script.
Here is a scroll of every man's name, which is thought fit through all Athens to play at our interlude before the Duke and the Duchess on his wedding day at night.
First, good Peter Quince, say what the play treats on, then read the names of the actors, and so grow to a point.
Marry, our play is the most lamentable comedy and most cruel death of Pyramus and Thisbe.
A very good piece of work, I assure you. And a merry. Now, good Peter Quince, call forth your actors by the scroll. Masters, spread yourselves.
Answer as I call you. Nick Bottom, the Weaver.
Ready? Name what part I am for and proceed.
You, Nick Bottom, are set down for Pyramus.
What is Pyramus? A lover or a tyrant?
A lover that kills himself, most gallant for love.
That will ask some tears in the true performing of it. If I do it, let the audience look to their eyes. I will move storms. I will condole in some measure. To the rest, yet my chief humor is for a tyrant. I could play Heracles rarely, or a part to tear a cat in, to make all split. The raging rocks and shivering shocks shall break the locks of prison's gate, and Phoebus' car shall shine from afar and make and mar the foolish fates. This was lofty. Now name the rest of the players. This is Heracles' vein. a tyrant's vain. A lover is more condoling.
Francis Flute, the bellows mender.
Here, Peter Quince.
Flute, you must take Thisbe on you.
What is Thisbe? A wandering knight?
It is the lady that Pyramus must love.
Nay, faith, let me not play a woman. I have a beard coming.
Oh, that's all one. You shall play it in a mask, and you may speak as small as you will.
And I may hide my face. Let me play Thisbe too. I'll speak in a monstrously low voice. Thisbe, Thisbe. Ah, Pyramus dear, thy Thisbe dear, and lady dear.
No, no, no! You must play Pyramus, and Flute, you Thisbe.
Well, proceed.
Robin Starveling the tailor.
Here, Peter Quince.
Robin Starveling, you must play Thisbe's mother. Tom Snot, the ticker.
Here, Peter Quince.
You, Pyramus's father. Myself, Thisbe's father. Snug the joiner. You, the lion's part. And I hope here is a play fitted.
Have you the lion's part written? If it be, I pray you, give it me, for I am slow of study.
You may do it extempore.
Huh?
For it is nothing but roaring.
Let me play the lion too. I will roar, that I will do any man's heart good to hear me. I will roar, that I will make the Duke say, let him roar again. Let him roar again.
You should do it too terribly. You would fright the Duchess and the ladies, and they would shriek, and that were enough to hang us all.
That would hang us, every mother's son.
I grant you, friends, if that you should fright the ladies out of their wits, they would have no more discretion but to hang us. But I will aggravate my voice so that I will roar as gently as any suckling dove. I will roar you and twir any nightingale.
You can play no part but Pyramus, for Pyramus is a sweet-faced man, a proper man, as one shall see in a summer's day, a most lovely gentleman-like man. Therefore, you must need play Pyramus.
Well, I will undertake it. What beard were I best to play it in?
Why, what you will. But masters here are your parts, and I am to entreat you, request you, and desire you to con them by tomorrow night, and meet me in the palace wood, a mile without the town by moonlight. There will we rehearse, for if we meet in the city, we shall be dogged with company, and our devices known. In the meantime, I will draw a bill of properties such as our play wants. I pray you, fail me not.
We will meet, and there we may rehearse most obscenely and courageously. Take pains, be perfect. Adieu.
At the Duke's Oak we meet.
Enough. Hold or cut bowstrings.
How now, spirit? Whither wander you?
Over hill, over dale, through bush, through briar, over park, over pale, through flood, through fire. I do wander everywhere, swifter than the moon's sphere. And I serve the fairy queen to do her orbs upon the green. Farewell, thou lob of spirits, I'll be gone. Our queen and all our elves come here anon.
The king doth keep his revels here tonight. Take heed the queen come not within his sight, for Oberon is passing fell and wrath, because that she as her attendant hath a lovely boy, stolen from an Indian king. She never had so sweet a changeling, and jealous Oberon would have the child knight of his train, to trace the forest wild But she perforce withholds the loved boy, crowns him with flowers, and makes him all her joy. And now they never meet in grove or green, by fountain clear or spangled starlight sheen, but they do square that all their elves for fear creep into acorn cups and hide them there. Ooh.
Either I mistake your shape and making quite, or else you are that shrewd and knavish fright called Robin Goodfellow. Are you not he that frights the maidens of the villagery, skim milk and sometimes labor in the quern, and bootless make the breathless housewife churn, and sometime make the drink to bear no barm, misled night wanderers, laughing at their harm? Those that hobgoblin call you and sweet Puck. You do their work, and they shall have good luck. Are you not he?
Thou speak'st aright. I am that merry wanderer of the night. I jest to Oberon and make him smile when I a fat and bean-fed horse beguile, neighing in folly like a filly foal. And sometimes lurk I in a gossip's bowl, in very likeness of a roasted crab. And when she drinks, against her lips I bob, and on her with her dewlap pour the ale. The wisest aunt telling the saddest tale, sometime for 3-foot stool mistaketh me. Then whoop, slip I from her bum, and down topples she, and Taylor cries and falls into a cough. And then the whole choir hold their hips and laugh, and waxen in their mirth and knees, and swear a merrier hour was never wasted there. But room fairy, here comes Oberon.
And here my mistress, would that he were gone.
Ah, ill met by moonlight, proud Titania.
What jealous Oberon? Fairy, skip hence. I have forsworn his bed and company.
Tarry, rash wanton, am I not thy lord?
Oh, then I must be thy lady. But I know when thou hast stolen away from fairyland and in the shape of corn, sat all day playing on pipes of corn and versing love to amorous Phillida. Why art thou here, come from the farthest steeps of India? But that, forsooth, the bouncing Amazon, your mistress and warrior love, to Theseus must be wedded, and you come to give their bed joy and prosperity.
How canst thou thus for shame, Titania, glance at my credit with Hippolyta, knowing I thy love to Theseus? Didst thou not lead him through the shimmering night from Periginia, whom he ravished, and make him with fair Aegle break his faith with Ariadne and Antiopa?
These are the forgeries of jealousy, and never since the middle summer spring met we on hill and dale, forest or mead, by paved fountain or rushy brook, or in the beached margent of the sea, to dance our ringlets to the whistling wind. But with thy brawls thou hast disturbed our sport. Therefore the winds, piping to us in vain, as in revenge, have sucked up from the sea contagious fogs, which falling in the land have every pelting river made so proud that they have o'erborne their continents. The human mortals want their winter. No night is now with hymn or carol blessed. Therefore the moon, the governess of floods, pale in her anger, washes all the air that rheumatic diseases do abound. And through this distemperature we see the seasons alter. Hoary-headed frosts far in the fresh lap of the crimson rose, and on old hives thin and icy crown, an odorous chaplet of sweet summer buds is, as in mockery set. The spring, the summer, the chilling autumn, and angry winter change their wonted liveries and the amazed world. We are their parents and original.
Do you amend it then? It lies in you. Oh, why should Titania cross her Oberon? I do but beg a little changeling boy to be my henchman.
Set your heart at rest. The fairyland buys not the child of me. His mother was a votress of my order. And in the spiced Indian air by night, full often has she gossiped by my side, and sat with me on Neptune's yellow sands, marking the embarked traders on the flood, when we have laughed to see the sails conceive and grow big-bellied with the wanton wind, which she, with pretty and with swimming gait following, her womb then rich with my young squire, would imitate, and sail upon the land to fetch me trifles and return again, as from a voyage rich with merchandise. But she, being mortal of that boy, did die. And for her sake do I rear up her boy. And for her sake I will not part with him.
How long within this wood intend you stay?
Perchance till after Theseus's wedding day. If you will patiently dance in a round and see our moonlight revels, go with us. If not, shun me, and I will spare your haunts.
Give me the boy, and I will go with thee.
Not for thy fairy kingdom, fairies away. We shall chide downright if I longer stay.
Well, go thy way! Thou shalt not from this grove till I torment thee for this injury. Ah, my gentle Puck, come hither. Thou rememberest, since once I sat upon a promontory and heard a mermaid on a dolphin's back utter such dulcet and harmonious breath that the rude sea grew civil at her song, and certain stars shot madly from their spheres to hear the sea maid's music?
I remember.
Ah, that very time I saw, but thou couldst not, flying between the cold moon and the earth, Cupid, all armed, a certain aim he took at a fair vestal throned by the west, and loosed his love shaft smartly from his bow, as though he pierced 100,000 hearts. But I might see young Cupid's fiery shaft quenched in the chaste beams of the watery moon, and the imperial votress passed on, a maiden meditation fancy-free. Yet marked I where the bolt of Cupid fell. It fell upon a little western flower, before milk white, now purple with the moon's wound. And the maidens called it love in idleness. Fetch me that flower, the herb I showed thee once. The juice on its sleeping eyelids laid will make a man or woman madly dote upon the next live creature that it sees. Fetch me this herb, and be thou here again before the Leviathan can swim a league.
I'll put a girdle around about the earth in 40 minutes.
Having once this juice, I'll watch Titania when she is asleep, and drop the liquor of it in her eyes. The next thing that she waking looks upon, be it lion or wolf or bull, she shall pursue it with the soul of love. And ere I take this charm off of her sight, as I can take it with another herb, I'll make her render her page to me. But who comes here? I am invisible, and I will overhear their conference.
I love thee not, therefore pursue me not. Where is Lysander and fair Hermia? The one I'll slay, and the other slayeth me. Thou toldest me they were stolen unto this wood, and here am I, and wooed within this wood, because I cannot meet my Hermia. Hence, get thee gone, and follow me no more.
You draw me, you hard-hearted adamant. But yet you draw not iron, for my heart is true as steel. Leave you your power to draw, and I shall have no power to follow you.
Do I entice you? Do I speak you fair? Or do I not in plainest truth tell you I do not, nor I cannot love you?
Even for that do I love you the more. I am your spaniel, and Demetrius, the more you beat me, I will fawn on you. Use me but as your spaniel, strike me, spurn me, neglect me, lose me, only give me leave, unworthy as I am to follow you. What worse place can I beg in your love, and yet a place of high respect with me, than to be used as you use your dog?
Tempt not too much the hatred of my spirit, for I am sick when I look on thee.
I am sick when I look not on you.
You do impeach your modesty too much, to leave the city and to commit yourself into the hands of one that loves you not, to trust the opportunity of night and the ill counsel of a desert place with the rich worth of your virginity.
Your virtue is my privilege, for that it is not night when I do see your face. Therefore I think I am not in the night, nor doth this wood lack worlds of company. For you, in my respect, are all the world. Then how can it be said that I am alone when all the world is here to look on me?
I'll run from thee and hide me in the brakes and leave thee to the mercy of wild beast.
The wildest hath not such a heart as you. Run when you will, the story will be changed. Apollo flies and Daphne holds the chase. The dove pursues the griffin. The mild hind makes speed to catch the tiger. Bootless speed when cowardice pursues and valor flies.
I will not stay thy questions. Let me go, or if thou follow me, do not believe, but I shall do thee mischief in the wood.
Why, the temple, in the town, the field, you do me mischief. Why, Demetrius? Your wrongs do set a scandal on my sex. We cannot fight for love as men may do. We should be wooed, and we're not made to woo. I'll follow thee, and I'll make a heaven of hell to tie upon the hand I love so well.
Fare thee well, nymph. Ere he do leave this grove, thou shalt fly, and he shall seek thy love. Hast thou the flower here? Welcome, wanderer.
Aye, there it is.
I pray thee, give it me. I know a bank where the wild thyme blows, where oxlips and nodding violets grows. There sleeps Titania sometime of the night, lulled in these flowers and dances and delight. And with the juice of this I'll streak her eyes and make her full of hateful fantasies. Oh, take some of it and seek through this grove. A sweet Athenian lady is in love with a disdainful youth. Anoint his eyes, but do it that the next thing he espies be it the lady. Thou shalt know the man by the Athenian garments he hath on. Affect it with some care that he may prove more fond of her than she upon her love. And look thou meet me ere the first cock crows.
Fear not, my lord, your servant shall do so.
Come now, a round all and a fairy song. Then for the third part of the minute, hence. Some to kill cankers and the musk rosebuds, some war with rear mice for their leathern wings to make my small elves coats, and some keep back the clamorous owl that nightly hoots and wonders at our quaint spirits. Sing me now asleep, then to your offices and let me rest.
La 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 la.
Hence, away now, all is well. One alone stands sentinel.
What thou seest when thou dost wake, do it for thy true love's take. Love and languish for his sake, be it ounce or cat or bear, pawed or boar with bristled hair. In thy eye that shall appear when thou wakest, it is thy dear. Wake when some vile thing is near.
Fair love, you faint with wandering in the wood. And to speak troth, I have forgot our way. We'll rest this, Hermia, if you think it fair, and tarry for the rest of the day.
Be it so, Lysander. Find you out of bed, for I upon this bank shall rest my head.
One turf shall serve as pillow for us both. One heart, one bed, two bosoms, and one troth.
Nay, good Lysander, for my sake, my dear, lie further off. Do not lie so near.
Oh, take the sense, sweet of my innocence. Love takes the meaning of love's conference. I mean, that my heart unto yours is knit, so that but one heart we can make of it. Two bosoms interchained with an oath, so then two bosoms and a single troth. Then by your side, no better mean deny, for lying so, Hermia, I do not lie.
Lysander riddles very prettily. Much beshrew my manner and my pride if Hermia were to say Lysander lied. But, gentle friend, in human modesty, such separation may well be said becomes a virtuous bachelor and a maid. So far be distant. And good night, sweet friend. Thy love ne'er alter till thy sweet life end.
Amen, amen. To that fair prayer say I. And then in life, when I end loyalty, here is my bed. Sleep, give thee all his rest.
With half that wish, the wisher's eyes be pressed.
Through the forest have I gone, but Athenian found I none, on whose eyes I might approve this flower's force and stirring love. Night and silence. Who is here? Weeds of Athens he doth wear. This is he, my master said, despised the Athenian maid. And the maiden, sleeping sound, o'er the dank and dirty ground. Pretty soul, she durst not lie near this lack love, this kill courtesy. Churl, upon thine eyes I throw all the charm this flower doth owe. When thou wakest, that love forbid sleep his seat on thy eyelid. So awake when I am gone, for I am now to Oberon.
Stay, though thou kill me, sweet Demetrius.
I charge thee hence, and do not haunt me thus.
Oh, wilt thou, darkling, leave me? Do not so.
Stay on thy peril. I alone will go.
I am out of breath in this fond chase. The more my prayer, the lesser is my grace. Happy is Hermia wheresoe'er she lies, for she hath blessed and attractive eyes. How came her eyes so bright? Not with salt tears. If so, my eyes are more oftener washed than hers. No, no, I am ugly as a bear, for beasts that meet me do run for fear. Therefore, no wonder though Demetrius do as a monster fly my presence thus. But who is here? Lysander? On the ground? Dead? Or asleep? I see no blood, no wound. Lysander, if you live, good sir, awake!
Ooh, and run through fire will I for thy sweet sake. Transparent Helena! Nature shows arts that through thy bosom makes me see thy hearts. Where's Demetrius? Woo, how fit a word is that vile name to perish on my sword.
Do not say so, Lysander, say not so. What though he love your Hermia? Lord, what though, yet Hermia still loves you? Then be content.
Content with Hermia? No, I do repent the tedious minutes I with her have spent. Not Hermia, but Helena I love. Who would not change a raven for a dove? The will of a man is by his reason swayed, and reason says you are the worthier maid. Things growing are not ripe, not to reason. And touching now the point of human skill, reason becomes the marshal to my will and leads me to your eyes, where I overlook love stories written in love's richest book.
Wherefore was I to this keen mockery born? When at your hands did I deserve this scorn? It's not enough. It's not enough, young man, that I did never, no, nor never can deserve a sweet look from Demetrius's eye, but you must flout my insufficiency? Good troth, you do me wrong, good sooth you do, in such disdainful manner me to woo. But fare you well. Perforce I must confess, I thought you lord of more true gentleness. Oh, that a lady of one man refused should of another therefore be abused.
She sees not Hermia. Hermia, sleep thou there. Never mayest thou come Lysander near. For as a surfeit of the sweetest things, the deepest loathing to the stomach brings. Or, as tide heresies that men do leave, are hated most of those they did deceive. So thou, my serpent and my heresy, of all be hated but the most of me, and all my powers, address your love and might to honor Helen, and to be her knights.
Help me, Lysander, help me. Do thy best to pluck this crawling serpent from my breast. Ay me, what a dream was here. Lysander, look how I quake with fear. Methought a serpent eat my heart away, and you sat laughing at his cruel prey. Lysander? What? Removed? Lysander, Lord! What? Out of hearing? Gone? No word, no sound? No? Then I'll perceive you are not nigh either death or you. I'll find immediately.
Are we all met?
Pat, pat. And here is a marvelous convenient place for our rehearsal. The green plot shall be our stage, this hawthorn brake our tiring house, and we will do it in action as we will do it before the Duke.
Peter Quince.
What sayest thou, bully bottom?
There are things in this comedy of Pyramus and Thisbe that will never please. First, Pyramus must draw a sword to kill himself, which the ladies cannot abide. How answer you that?
By your liking, a parlous fear.
I believe we should leave the killing out when all is done.
Not a whit. I have a device to make all well. Write me a prologue and let the prologue seem to say, we will do no harm with our swords, and that Pyramus is not killed indeed, and for the more better assurance, tell them that I, Pyramus, am not Pyramus, but Bottom the Weaver. This will put them out of fear.
Well, we will have such a prologue, and it shall be written in 8 and 6.
No, make it 2 more. Let it be written in 8 and 8.
Will not the ladies be afeard of the lion?
I fear it, I promise you.
Masters, you ought to consider with yourselves to bring in, God shield us, a lion among ladies is a most dreadful thing, for there is not a more fearful wild fowl than your lion living, and we ought to look to it.
Therefore, another prologue must tell he is not lion.
Nay, you must name his name, and half his face must be seen through the lion's neck, and he himself must speak through, saying thus, or to the same defect, ladies, or fair ladies, I would wish you, or I would request you, or I would entreat you not to fear, not to tremble my life for yours. If you think I come hither as a lion, it were pity of my life. No, I am no such thing. I am a man as other men are. And there indeed let him name his name and tell them plainly, he is Snug the Joiner.
Well, it shall be so. But there is 2 hard things. That is to bring the moonlight into chamber. For you know Pyramus and Thisbe meet by moonlight.
Doth the moon shine the night we play our play?
A calendar, a calendar. Look in an almanac, find out moonshine. Find out moonshine.
Yes, it doth shine that night.
Why then may you leave a casement of the great chamber window where we play open, and the moon may shine in at the casement.
Aye, or else one must come in with a bush of thorns and a lantern and say he comes to disfigure or to present the person of moonshine. Then there is another thing. We must have a wall in the great chamber for Pyramus and Thisbe says the story. Did talk through the chink of a wall.
You can never bring in a wall. What say you, Bottom?
Some man or other must present wall, and let him have some plaster or some loom or some rough cast about him to signify wall, and let him hold his fingers thus, and through the cranny shall Pyramus and Thisbe whisper.
If that may be, then all is well. Come sit down, every mother's son, and rehearse your parts. Pyramus, you begin. When you have spoken your speech, enter into that break. And so everyone according to his cue.
What hempen homespuns have we swaggering here? So near the cradle of the fairy queen. What? A play toward. I'll be an auditor. An actor too, perhaps, if I see cause.
Speak! Pyramus. Thisbe, stand forth.
Thisbe, the flowers of Otis savors sweet.
Odors! Oters!
Oters! Savors sweet. So hath thy breath, my dearest Thisbe dear. But hark, a voice. Stay thou but here a while, and by I will to thee appear.
A stranger Pyramus than airplane here?
Must I speak now?
Aye, Mary, must you? For you must understand he goes but to see a noise that he heard and is to come again.
Most radiant Pyramus.
Higher.
Most radiant.
Higher.
Most radiant Pyramus.
Very good. Very
good. Lily white of hue, of color like the red rose on Triumph Briar, as true as truest horse that yet would never tire. I'll meet thee, Pyramus, at Ninny's tomb.
Ninny's tomb, man. Why, you must not speak that yet. That you answer to Pyramus. You speak all your part at once, cues and all. Pyramus, enter. Your cue is past. It is never tire.
As truest horse that yet would never tire.
If I were here, Thisbe, I were only here thine.
Oh, monstrous. Oh, strange. We are haunted. Pray, masters. Fly, masters. Help.
I'll follow you. I'll lead you about around, through bog, through bush, through brake, through briar. Sometimes a horse I'll be, sometimes a hound, a hog, a headless bear, sometimes a fire, and neigh and bark and grunt and roar and burn like horse, hound, hog, bear, fire at every turn.
Why do they run away? This is here knavery of them, to make me afeared.
Oh, Bottom, thou have changed. What do I see on thee?
What do you see? You see a hee-haw ass head of your own, do you?
Bless thee, Bottom! Bless thee! Thou art translated!
Hee-haw! I see their knavery. This is to make a hee-haw an ass of me, to fright me if they could. But I will not stir from this place. Do what they can. I will walk up and down here, and I will hee-haw sing, that they shall hear I am not afraid. The owl so cock so black of hue, with orange tawny bill, the throstle with his note so true, the wren with little quill, hee-haw, hee-haw.
What angel wakes me from my flowery bed? I pray thee, gentle mortal, sing again. Mine ear is much enamored of thy note, so is mine eye enthralled by thy shape. And thy fair virtue's force perforce doth move me on the first view to say, to swear, I love thee.
Methinks, mistress, you should have little reason for that. And yet, to say the truth, reason and love keep little company together, hee-haw, nowadays. The more the pity that some honest neighbors will not make them friends. Nay, I can hee-haw gleek upon occasion.
Thou art as wise as thou art beautiful.
Not so neither. But if I had wit enough to get out of this wood, I would have enough hee-haw to serve mine own turn.
Out of this wood do not desire to go. Thou shalt remain here whether thou wilt or no. I'm a spirit of no common rate. The sun still doth tend upon my state, and I do love thee. Therefore go with me, and I'll give thee fairies to attend on thee, and they shall fetch thee jewels from the deep, and sing while thou on pressed flowers dost sleep. And I will purge thy mortal grossness, so that thou shalt like in every spirit go. Peas blossom, cobweb, moth, mustard seed.
Ready.
And I.
And I.
And I. Where shall we go?
Be kind and courteous to this gentleman. Hop in his walks and gambol in his eyes. Feed him with apricots and dewberries, with purple grapes and green figs and mulberries. The honey bags steal from the humble bees, and for night tapers crop their waxen thighs and light them at the fiery glowworm's eyes, to have my love to bed and to arise, and pluck the wings from painted butterflies, to fan the moonbeams from his sleeping eyes. Nod to him, elves, and do him courtesies.
Hail, mortal.
Hail.
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 I cry your worship's mercy. Heartily, I beseech your worship's name.
Cobweb.
I shall desire you of more acquaintance, good Master Cobweb. If I cut my heel off finger, I shall make bold with you. Your name, honest gentleman?
Peas blossom.
I pray you, commend me to Mistress Squash, your mother, and hee-haw, Master Peascod, your father. Good Master Peas Blossom, I shall desire you of more acquaintance too. Your name, I beseech you.
Mustard seed.
Good Master Mustard Seed, I know your patience well. That same cowardly giant like ox beef hath devoured many a gentleman of your house. I promise you, your kindred had made my eyes water ere now. I desire you more acquaintance, good Master Mustard Seed.
Come, wait upon him, lead him to my bower. The moon, methinks, looks with a watery eye, and when she weeps, weeps every little flower, lamenting some enforced chastity. Tie up my love's tongue, bring him silently.
I wonder if Titania be awake then. What it was that next came in her eye which she must dote on in extremity. Ah, here comes my messenger. How now, spirit? What night rule how this haunted grove?
My mistress with a monster is in love. Near to her close and consecrated bower, while she was in her dull and sleeping hour, a crew of patches, rude mechanicals that work for bread upon Athenian stalls, were met together to rehearse a play intended for great Theseus' nuptial day. The shallowest thick-skin of that barren sort, who Pyramus presented, in their sport, forsook his scene and entered in a break when I did bend at this advantage take. And as his knoll I fixed on his head. Yeehaw! Anon, his Thisbe must be answered, and forth my mimic comes. When they him spy as wild geese to the creeping fowler eye, and at our stamp, here o'er and o'er one falls. He murder cries and help from Athens calls. Their sense thus weak, lost with their fears thus strong, made senseless deeds begin to do them wrong. I led them on in this distracted fear, and left sweet Pyramus translated there, when in that moment, so it came to pass, Titania waked and straightway loved an ass.
Ah, this falls out better than I could devise. But hast thou yet latched the Athenians' eyes with the love juices I did bid thee do?
I took him sleeping, that is finished too, and the Athenian woman by his side, that when he waked, of course she must be eyed.
Ah, stand close, this is the same Athenian.
This is the woman, but not this the man.
Huh?
Oh, why rebuke you him that loves you so? Lay breath so bitter on your bitter foe.
Now I but tried, but I should use thee worse. For thou, I fears, hast given me cause to curse. If thou hast slain Lysander, being your shoes in blood, then plunge in deep and kill me too. Oh, the sun was not so true unto the day as he to me. Would he have stolen away from sleeping Hermia? I'll believe as soon that this whole earth may be bored, and that through the center creep, and so displease her brother noontime with the Antipodes. It cannot be but thou hast murdered him. So should a murderer look, so dead, so grim.
So should the murdered look, and so should I, pierced through the heart with your stern cruelty. Yet you, the murderer, look as bright and clear as yonder Venus in her glimmering sphere.
What's this to my Lysander? Where is he? Oh, good Demetrius, wilt thou give him me?
I had rather give his carcass to my hounds.
Out, dog! Out, cur! Thou drivest me past the bounds of maiden's patience. Hast thou slain him then? Henceforth never be numbered among men. Oh, once tell true, even for my sake. Durst thou look upon him being awake? Hast thou killed him sleeping? No brave touch! Could not a worm and adder do so much? An adder did it, for a doubler tongue than thine never serpent stung.
You spin your passion on a misprized mood. I am not guilty of Lysander's blood, nor is he dead, for aught that I can tell.
I pray thee then, tell me he is well.
And if I could, what should I get therefore?
A privilege never to see me more. From thy hinted presence part I so, see me no more, whether he be dead or no.
There is no falling her in this fierce vein. Here therefore for a while I will remain. So sorrow's heaviness doth heavier grow, for debt that bankrupt sleep doth sorrow, for which now in some slight measure it will pay. If for his tenders, here I make some stay.
What hast thou done? Thou hast mistaken quite and laid the love juice of some true love sight. Of thy misprison most perform and sue some true love turn, and now not false turn true?
Then fate o'errules that one man holding troth, a million fail, confounding oath on oath.
About the wood go swifter than the wind, and Helena of Athens look thou find. Oh, fancy sick she is with pale of cheer, with sighs of love that cost the fresh blood dear. By some illusion see thou bring her here. I'll charm his eyes, and she doth appear.
I go. Look how I go, swifter than arrow from a Tartar's bow.
Flower of this purple dye, hit with Cupid's archery, sink an apple of his eye. When his love he doth espy, let her shine as gloriously as the Venus of the sky. When thou wakest, if she is by, beg of her for remedy.
Captain of a fairy band, Helena is here at hand, and the youth mistook by me, pleading for a lover's fee. Shall we their fond pageant see? Lord, what fools these mortals be!
Stand aside, the noise they make will cause Demetrius to awake.
Then will two at once woo one, that must needs be sport alone. And those things do best please me that befall preposterously.
Why should you think that I should woo in scorn? Scorn and derision never come in tears. Look, when I vow, I weep, and vow so born in their nativity all truth appears. How can these things in me seem scorn to you, bearing the badge of faith to prove them true?
You do advance your cunning more and more. When truth kills truth, oh devilish holy fray! These vows were Hermia's. Will you give her o'er? Weigh oath and oath, you will nothing weigh. Your vows to her and me put in two scales will even weigh, and both as light as tails.
I had no judgment when to her I swore.
Nor none in my eyes now that you give her o'er.
Demetrius loves her, and he loves not you.
Oh, Helena, goddess, nymph, perfect, divine, to what my love shall I compare thine eye? Crystal is muddy, oh, how ripe in show. Thy lips, those kissing cherries, tempting grow. That pure congealed white, high tar snow, fanned with the eastern wind, turns to a crow. When thou holdest up thy hand, oh, let me kiss this princess of pure white, this seal of bliss.
Oh, spite! Oh, hell, I see you are all bent to set against me for your merriment. If you were civil and knew courtesy, you would not do me thus much injury. Can you not hate me, as I know you do, but you must join in souls to mock me too? If you were men as men you are in show, you would not use a gentle lady so, to vow and swear and super praise my parts when I know you hate me with your hearts. You are both rivals and love Hermia, and now both rivals to mock Helena. A trim exploit, a manly enterprise to conjure up tears in a poor maid's eyes with your derision. None of noble sort would so offend a virgin and extort a poor soul's patience, all to make you sport.
You are unkind, Demetrius. Be not so, for you love Hermia. This you know I know. And here, with all goodwill, with all my heart, in Hermia's love I yield you my parts. And yours of Helena to me bequeath, whom I do love and will do till my death.
Never did mockers waste more idle breath.
Lysander, keep thy Hermia, I will none. If e'er I loved her, all that love is gone. My heart to her but a guest wise sojourned, and now to Helen is home returned, there to remain.
Helen, it is not so.
Disparage not the faith thou dost not know, lest to thy peril thy abide dear. Look where thy love comes, yonder is thy dear.
Oh, dark night that from the eye the function takes, the ear more quick of apprehension makes. Wherein it doth impair the seeing sense, it pays the hearing double recompense. Not by mine eye is Lysander found. My ear, I think, it brought me to thy sound. But why unkindly didst thou leave me so?
Why should he stay, whom love doth press to go?
What love could press Lysander from my side?
Lysander's love that would not let him bide fair Helena, who more engouds the night than all you fiery O's and eyes of light. Why seekest thou me? Could not make this make thee know the hate I bear thee made me leave thee so?
You speak not as you think it cannot be.
Oh, she is one of this confederacy. Now I perceive they have conjoined all three to fashion this false sport in spite of me. Injurious Hermia! Most ungrateful maid! Have you conspired? Have you with these contrived to bait me with this foul derision? Is all the counsel that we have shared, the sisters' vows, the hours that we have spent when we have chid the hasty-footed time for parting us? Was it all forgot? All school days friendship? Childhood innocence? We, Hermia, like two artificial gods, have created with our needles both one flower, both on one sampler, sitting on one cushion. So we grow together like to a double cherry seeming parted, but in union in partition. Two lovely berries molded on one stem. Will you rent our ancient love asunder to join with men in scorning your poor friend? It is not friendly. 'Tis not maidenly. Our sex as well as I may chide you for it, though I alone do feel the injury.
I'm amazed at your passionate words. I scorn you not, it seems you scorn me.
Have you not set Lysander, as in scorn, to follow me and praise my eyes and face, and made your other love Demetrius, who even but now did spurn me with his foot, to call me goddess, nymph, divine and rare, precious, celestial? Wherefore speaks he this to her he hates? And wherefore doth Lysander deny your love, so rich within his soul, and tender me forsooth affection, but by your setting on, by your consent? What though I be not so in grace as you, so hung upon with love, so fortunate but miserable most to love unloved? This you should pity rather than despise.
I understand not what you mean by this.
I do. Persever. Counterfeit sad looks. Make mouths upon me when I turn my back. Wink at each other and hold the sweet jest up. This sport, well carried, shall be chronicled. If you had any pity, grace, or manners, you would not make me such an argument. But fare ye well. 'Tis partly my own fault, which death or absence shall soon remedy.
Stay, gentle Helena, hear my excuse. My love, my life, my soul, fair Helena.
Oh, excellent.
We do not scorn her so.
If she cannot entreat, I can compel.
Thou canst compel no more than she entreat. Thy threats have no more strength than her weak prayers. Helen, I love thee. By my life, I do. I swear by that which I will lose for thee to prove him false that says I love thee not.
I say I love thee more than he can do.
Thou say so, withdraw and prove it too.
Quick, come.
Lysander, where'd you chance all this?
What, you?
No, he'll seem to break loose. Take one as would follow. But yet, come not, you are a tame man. Go.
Hang off, thou cat, thou burr, vile thing, let loose, or I will shake thee from me like a serpent.
Why are you grown so rude? What change is this sweet love?
Thy love, out, tawny tartar out, loathed medicine, hated potion hence.
Do you not jest?
Yes, sooth, and so do you.
Demetrius, I will keep my word with thee.
I would I had your bond, for I perceive a weak bond holds you. I'll not trust your word.
What? Should I hurt her, strike her, kill her dead? Although I hate her, I'll not harm her so.
What? Can you do me greater harm than hate? Hate me? Oh, wherefore? Oh me! What news, my love? Am I not Hermia? Are you not Lysander? I am as fair as I was ere while. Since night you loved me, yet since night you left me. Why, why you left me? Oh, God's forbidden earnest shall I say.
I bide my life and never did desire to see thee more. Therefore, be out of hope, of question, of doubt, be certain nothing true or 'tis no jest, that I do hate thee. Love, Helena.
Oh, me, you juggler, you canker blossom, you thief of love. What, have you come by night and stolen my love's heart from him?
Have you no modesty, no maiden shame, no touch of bashfulness? What, will you tear impatient answers from my gentle tongue? Fie, you counterfeit, you puppet, you!
Puppet? Oh, why so? Aye, so that way goes the game? I perceive she hath made compare between our statures. She hath urged her height, and with her personage, her tall personage, her height forsooth, she hath prevailed with him. Are you grown so high in his esteem because I am so dwarfish and so low? How low am I, thou painted maypole? Speak! How low am I? I am not yet so low, but that my nails can reach unto thine eyes.
Whoa,
Hey.
I was never cursed. I have no gift at all in shrewdness. I am a right maid for my cowardice. Let her not strike me. You perhaps may think because she is something lower than myself that I can match her.
Lower hark again.
Oh, good Hermia, do not be so bitter with me. I evermore did love you, Hermia. Did ever keep your counsels, never wronged you. Save that in love unto Demetrius, I told him of your stealth into this wood. He followed you, and for love I followed him. But he hath chid me hence and threatened me to strike me, spurn me, nay, to kill me too. And now, so you will let me quiet go to Athens, I will bear my folly back and follow you no further. Let me go. You see how simple and how fond I am.
Why, get you gone. Who is it that hinders you?
Foolish heart that I leave here behind.
With Lysander?
With Demetrius!
Be not afraid, she shall not harm thee, Helena.
No, sir, she shall not, though you take her part.
When she's angry, she is keen and shrewd. She was a vixen when she went to school, and though she be but little, she is fierce.
Little, again, nothing but low and little. Why will you suffer her to flout me thus? Let me come to her!
Ah, get you going, you dwarf! You minimus, of hindering not grass made you be, you acorn.
You are too officious in her behalf that scorns your services. Let her alone. Speak not of Helena. Take not her part for it. If thou dost intend never so little show of love to her, thou shalt abide it.
Now she holds me not. Now follow, if thou darest, to try who's right, of thine or mine inmost in Helena.
Follow? Nay, I'll go with thee. Cheek, by Joel.
You, mistress, this coil is long for you, nay, go not back.
I will not trust you. I nor longer stay in your cursed company. Your hands than mine are quicker for a fray. My legs are longer, though. To run away.
Oh, I'm amazed and know not what to say.
This is thy negligence. Still thou mistakest, or else committest thy knaveries willfully.
Believe me, King of Shadows, I mistook. Did not you tell me I should know the man by the Athenian garment he had on? And so far, blameless proved my enterprise, for I have anointed an Athenian's eyes. And so far, am I glad it so did sport? For this fair jangling, I esteem a sport.
Thou seest these lovers seek a place to fight. Hide therefore, Robin, overcast the night. The starry welkin cover thou anon with drooping fog as black as Acheron, and lead these testes rivals so astray as one come not within another's way. Like to Lysander sometimes frame thy tongue, then stir Demetrius up with bitter wrong. And sometimes rail thou like Demetrius, and from each other look thou lead them thus, till o'er their brows death confounding sleep lead with leaden legs and batty wigs doth creep. Then crush this herb into Lysander's eye, whose liquors hath this virtuous property, to take from thence all error of his might, and make his eyeballs roll with wanton sight. When they next awake, all this derision shall seem a dream of fruitless vision, and back to Athens shall the lovers wend, with leagues whose date till death shall never end. Whilst I in this affair do thee employ, I'll to my queen and beg her Indian boy, and then I will her charmed eyes release from monster's view, and all things will be at peace.
My fairy lord, this must be done with haste, for night's swift dragons cut the clouds full fast, and yonder shines Aurora's harbinger, at whose approach ghosts, wandering here and there, troop home to churchyards, damned spirits all, that in crossways and floods have burial, already to their wormy beds are gone, for fear lest day should look their shames upon. They willfully themselves exile from light, and must consort by day with the black-browed night.
But we are spirits of another sort. I with the morning's love have oft made sport, and like a forester the groves may tread, even till the eastern gate all fiery red, opening on Neptune with fair blessed beams, turns into yellow golds his salted green streams. But notwithstanding haste, make no delay. We may effect this business ere yet day.
Up and down and up and down. I will lead them up and down. I am feared in field and town. Goblin, lead them up and down. Here comes one.
Where art thou, proud Demetrius? Speak thou now.
Here, villain, drawn and ready. Where art thou?
I will be with thee straight.
Follow me then to plainer ground.
Lysander, speak again. Thou runaway, thou coward, art thou fled? Speak in some bush. Where dost thou hide thy head?
Thou coward, art thou bragging to the wind, telling the bushes thou looked for wars, and wilt not come? Come, recreant, come, thou child. I'll whip thee with a sword. He is defiled that draws a sword on me.
Yet art thou there?
Follow my voice. We'll try no manhood here.
He goes before me and still dares me on. When I come where he calls, then he is gone. The villain is much lighter heeled than I followed fast, but faster he did fly. I'd fallen in dark and even way, and here will rest me. Come, thou gentle day, for if but once thou show me thy great light, I'll find Demetrius and revenge this spite.
Oh, 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 coward, why comest thou not?
Abide me if thou darest, for well I wot, thou runnest before me, shifting every place, and darest not stand nor look me in the face. Where art thou now?
Come hither, I am here.
Nay then, thou mockest me, thou shalt bide this deer, if e'er I thy face by daylight seat. Now go thy way. Fateness constraineth me to measure out my length on this cold bed, by day's approach look to be visited.
Oh, weary night. Oh, long and tedious night, abate thy hour. Shine comforts from the east, that I may back to Athens by daylight, from these that my poor company detests. And sleep, that sometimes shuts up sorrow's eye. Steal me a while from mine own company.
Yet but three, come one more. Two of each kind make up four. Here she comes, cursed and sad. Cupid is a knavish lad, thus to make poor females mad.
Never so weary, never so in woe, bedabbled with dew and torn with briars. I can no further crawl, no further go. My legs cannot keep pace with my desires. Here I'll rest me till the break of day. Heavens, shield Lysander if they meet a fray.
On the ground, sleep sound, I'll apply to your eye, gentle lover, remedy. When thou wakest, thou takest delight in the sight of thy former lady's eye. And the country proverb known, that every man should take his own, in their waking shall be shown. Jack shall have Jill, Naught shall be ill, the man shall have his mare again, and all shall be well.
Come, sit thee down upon this flowery bed, while I thy amiable cheeks do coy, and kiss thy fair large ears, my gentle joy.
Where's Peace Blossom?
Ready.
Scratch my head, Peace Blossom. Where's Monsieur Cobweb?
Ready.
Monsieur Cobweb, good Monsieur, get you your weapons in hand and kill me a red-hipped humblebee on the top of a thistle. And good Monsieur, bring me the honey bag. Where's Monsieur Mustard Seed?
Ready.
Give me your neef, Monsieur Mustard Seed. Pray you, leave your courtesy, good Monsieur.
What's your will?
Nothing, good Monsieur, but to help Calvary Cobweb to scratch. Hee-haw! I must to the barber's, Monsieur, for methinks I am marvelously hairy about the face, and I am such a tender ass. If my hair do but tickle me, I must scratch.
What, wilt thou hear some music, my sweet love?
I have a reasonably good ear in music. Let's have the tongs and the bones.
Or say, sweet love, what thou desirest to eat?
Truly, a peck of provender. I could munch your good dry oats. Methinks I have a great desire to a bottle of hay. Good hay. Sweet hay hath no fellow.
I have a venturous fairy that shall seek the squirrel's hoard and fetch thee new nuts.
I had rather have a handful or two of dried peas, but I pray you, let none of your people stir me. I have an exposition of sleep come upon me.
Sleep thou, and I will wind thee in my arms. Fairies, be gone, and be always away. So doth the woodbine the sweet honeysuckle gently entwist. The female ivy so enrings the barky fingers of the elm. Oh, how I love thee! Oh, how I dote on thee!
Welcome, good Robin. Seest thou this sweet sight? Her dotage I now do begin to pity. For meeting her of late behind the wood, seeking sweet favors for this hateful fool, I did upbraid her and fall out with her. For her hairy temples had he rounded a coronet of fresh and fragrant flowers, and that same dew which sometimes on the buds was wont to swell like round and orient pearls, stood now within the pretty floweret's eyes, like tears that did their own disgrace beguile. When I had at my pleasure taunted her, and she in her mild terms begged my patience, I then did ask for her changing child, which, straight, she gave me, and her fairy sent to bear him to my bower in fairyland. And now I have the boy, I will undo this hateful imperfection on her eyes. And gentle Puck, take this transformed scalp off the head of this Athenian swain. and that he awakening when the others do, may all to Athens back again repair, and think no more of tonight's accidents. But it's fierce vexation of a dream. But first I will release the fairy queen. Be as thou was wont to be, see as thou was wont to see, Dian's bud or Cupid's flower has such force and blessed power. Now, my Titania, wake you, my sweet queen.
Oh, my Oberon, what visions have I seen? Methought I was enamored of an ass.
There lies your love.
How came these things to pass? Oh, mine eyes do loathe his visage now.
Silence a while. Robin, take off this head. Titania, music call and strike more dead than common sleep of all 5 the sense.
Music ho! Music such a charmed sleep.
Now when thou wakest with thine own fool's eyes, peep.
Sound music. Come, my queen. Take hands with me, and rock the ground whereon these sleepers be, and now thou and I are new in amity, and will tomorrow night solemnly dance in Duke Theseus' house triumphantly, and bless it all fair prosperity. There shall the pair of faithful lovers be, wedded with Theseus, all in jollity.
Fairy king, attend and mark. I do hear the morning lark.
Then, my queen, in silence sad, trip we after the night's shade. We that globe can encompass soon, swifter than the wandering moon.
Come, my lord, and in our flight, tell me how it came this night, that I sleeping here was found with these mortals on the ground.
Go, Philostrate, find out the forester, for now our observation is performed. And since we have the wayward of the day, my love shall hear the music of my hounds. Uncouple in the western valley, let them go. We will, fair queen, up to the mountain's top and mark the musical confusion of hounds and echo in conjunction.
I was with Hercules and Cadmus once, when in a wood of Crete they bade the bear with hounds of Sparta. Never did I hear such gallant chiding, for besides the groves, the skies, the fountains, every region near seemed all one mutual cry. I never heard so unmusical discord, such sweet thunder.
My hounds are bred out of the Spartan kind, so flewed, so sanded, and their heads are hung with ears that sweep away the morning dew. Crook-kneed and dew-lapped like Thessalian bulls, slow in pursuit, but matched in mouth like bells, each under each. A cry more tunable was never hollow to, nor cheered with horn in Crete and Sparta, nor in Thessaly. Judge when you hear. But soft, what nymphs are these?
My lord, this is my daughter here asleep, and this Lysander, this Demetrius is, this Helena, old Nader's Helena. I wonder of their being here together.
No doubt they rose up early to observe the rite of May, and hearing our intent came here and grace our solemnity. But speak, Aegeus, is not this the day that Hermia should give you answer of her choice?
It is, my lord.
Go! Bid the huntsmen wake them with their horns. Good morrow, friends. St. Valentine is past. Begin these wood birds but to observe couple now?
Order, my lord.
I pray you all, stand up. I know you two are rival enemies. How comes this gentle concord in the world, that hatred is so far from jealousy, to sleep by hate and fear no enmity?
My lord, I shall reply amazedly, half asleep, half waking, but as yet I swear I cannot truly say how I came here, but as I think, for truly what I speak, and now I do bethink me, so it is. I came with Hermia hither. Our intent was to be gone from Athens, where we might, without the peril of Athenian law.
Oh, enough, enough, my lord. You have enough. I beg the law upon his head. They would have stolen away. They would, Demetrius, thereby to have defeated you and me. You of your wife and me of my consent that she should be your wife.
My lord, fair Helen told me of their stealth, of this their purpose hither to this wood, and I in further hither followed them, fair Helen in fancy following me. But my good lord, I wot not by what power, but by some power it is. My love to Hermia melted as the snow, seems to be now as the remembrance of an idle god, which in my childhood I did dote upon. And all the faith, the virtue of my heart, the object and the pleasure of mine eye, is only Helena. To her, my lord, where was I betrothed ere I saw Hermia. But like in sickness did I loathe this food, but as in health come to my natural taste. Now I do wish for it, love it, long for it, and will forevermore be true to it.
Fair lovers, you are fortunately met. Of this discourse we will more hear anon. Aegeus, I will overbear your will. For in the temple by and by with us these couples shall eternally be knit. And for the morning now is something worn, our purpose nothing shall be set aside. Away with us to Athens, 3 and 3. We'll hold a feast in great solemnity. Come, Hippolyta.
These things seem small and indistinguishable.
Methinks I see things with parted eyes and everything seems double.
So methinks. And I have found Demetrius like a jewel, mine own and not mine own.
Are you sure that we are awake? It seems to me that yet we sleep, we dream. Did not you think the Duke was here and bid us follow him?
Yea, and my father.
And Hippolyta.
And he did bid us follow to the temple.
Why, then we are awake. Let's follow him, and by the way, let us recount our dreams.
Yeah. When my cue comes, call me, and I will answer. My next is most fair Pyramus. Hi-ho, Peter Quince! Flute the bellows mender? Snout the tinker? Starveling? God's my life, stolen hence and left me asleep. I have had a most rare vision. I have had a dream. Past the wit of man to say what dream it was. Man is but an ass if he go about to expound this dream. Methought I was. There is no man can tell what methought I was, and methought I had. But man is a patched fool if he will offer to say what methought I had. The eye of man hath not heard, the ear of man hath not seen. Man's hand is not able to taste, his tongue to conceive, nor his heart to report what my dream was. I will get Peter Quince to write a ballad of this dream. It shall be called Bottom's Dream, because it hath no bottom. And I will sing it in the latter end of the play before the Duke, peradventure to make it more gracious. I shall sing it at her death.
Have you sent to Bottom's house? Is he come home yet?
He cannot be heard of. Out of doubt, he's transported.
If he come not, and the play is marred. It goes not forth, doth it?
It is not possible. You have not a man in all Athens able to discharge Pyramus but he.
No, he hath simply the best wit of any handicraft man in Athens.
Yea, and the best person too. And he's a very paramour for a sweet voice.
You must say paragon. A paramour is, God bless us, a thing of naught.
Masters, the Duke is coming from the temple with 2 or 3 more lords and ladies more married. If our sport had gone forward, we had all been made mad.
sweet bully Bottom. Thus hath he lost sixpence a day during his life. He could have not scaped sixpence a day, and the Duke had not given him sixpence a day for playing Pyramus. I'll be hanged. He would have deserved it. Sixpence a day in Pyramus or nothing.
Oh.
Where are these lads? Where are these hearts?
Bottom! Oh, most courageous day! Oh, most happy hour!
Masters, I am to discourse wonders, but ask me not what. For if I tell you, I am no true Athenian. I will tell you everything right as it fell out.
Let us hear, sweet Bottom.
Not a word of me. All that I will tell you is that the Duke hath dined. Get your apparel together, good strings to your beards, new ribbons to your pumps. Meet presently at the palace. Every man look over his part, for the short and long is our play is preferred. In any case, let Thisbe have clean linen, and let him not that plays the lion pare his nails, for they shall hang out for the lion's claw. And most dear actors, eat no onions nor garlic, for we are to utter sweet breath. And I do not doubt, but to hear them say it is a sweet comedy. No more words. Away, go away.
'Tis strange, my Theseus, that these lovers speak of.
More strange than true. I never may believe these antique fables nor these fairy toys. The lunatic, the lover, and the poet are of imagination all compact. One sees more devils than vast hell can hold. That is, the madman, the lover, all is frantic. See Helen's beauty in her brow of Egypt, the poet's eye in fine frenzy rolling, doth glance from heaven to earth, from earth to heaven, and his imagination bodies forth and the forms of things unknown. The poet's pen turns them to shapes and gives the airy nothing, a local habitation and a name. Such tricks hath strong imagination, that if it would be apprehend but some joy, it apprehends some bringer of that joy, or in light imagining some fear. How easy is a bush supposed to bear?
But all the story of the night told over, and all their minds transfigured so together, more witnesses than fancy images, and grows to something of great constancy. But, howsoever, strange and admirable.
Here comes the lovers, full of joy and mirth. Joy, gentle friends! Joy and fresh days of love accompany your hearts.
No more than to us. Late in your royal walks, your board, your bed.
Ah, come now. What masque, what dances shall we have to wear away this long age of 3 hours between our after supper and bedtime? Where is our usual manner of mirth? What revels are at hand? Is there no play to ease the anguish of our torturing hour? Call fella straight!
Here, mighty Theseus.
Oh. Say, what abridgment have you for this evening? What mass? What music? How should we beguile the lazy time, if not with some delight?
There is a brief how many sports are right. Make choice of which your highness will see first.
Let's see here. The battle with centaurs to be sung by an Athenian eunuch. Oh, well, none of that. That if I had told my love and glory of my kinsman Hercules. The thrice 3 muses mourning for the death of learning, late deceased in beggary. That is some satire, keen and critical, not sorting with the nuptial ceremony. A tedious, brief scene of young Pyramus and his love Thisbe. Very tragical mirth. Magical, merry, and tragical. Tedious and brief. How shall we find this concord of this concord?
Play there is, my lord, some 10 words long, which is as brief as I have known a play. But by 10 words, my lord, it is too long, which makes it tedious. For in all the play there is not one word apt, one player fitted, and tragical, my noble lord, it is, for Pyramus therein doth kill himself, which when I saw rehearsed, I must confess, made mine eyes water, but more merry tears the passion of loud laughter never shed.
What are they that do the play?
Hard-handed men that work in Athens here, which never labored in their minds till now, and now have toiled their unbreathed memories with this same play against your nuptial.
And we will hear it.
No, my noble lord, it is not for you. I have heard it over, and it is nothing, nothing in the world, unless you can find sport in their intents, extremely stretched and conned with cruel pain to do you service.
I will hear that play, for never anything can be amiss when simpleness and duty tender it. Go! Bring them in. And take your places, ladies.
I love not to see wretchedness nor charged and duty in his service perishing.
Oh, why, gentle sweet, you shall hear no such thing.
She says they can do nothing in this kind.
The kind are we to give them thanks for nothing. Our sport shall be to take what they mistake, and what poor duty cannot do. Noble respect takes it in might, not merit. Trust me, sweet. Out of this silence yet I picked a welcome, and in the modesty of fearful duty I read as much as from the rattling tongue of saucy and audacious eloquence. Love, therefore, and tongue-tied simplicity in least speak most to my capacity.
So please your grace, the prologue is addressed.
Let them approach!
If we offend, it is with our goodwill that you should think we come not to offend, but with goodwill to show our simple skill. This is the true beginning of our end. Consider then we come but in despite. We do not come as minding to contest you. Our true intent is all for your delight. We are not here that you should here repent you. The actors are at hand, and by their show you shall know all that you are like to know.
Oh, this fellow doth not stand upon points.
He hath read his prologue like a rough colt. He knows not to stop. A good moral, my lord. It is not enough to speak, but to speak true.
Indeed, he has played his prologue like a child on a recorder, a sound, but not in government.
Oh, his speech was like a tangled chain, nothing impaired, but all discordant. Who is next?
Gentles, perchance you wonder at this show, but wonder on till truth makes all things plain. This man is Pyrrhus, if you would know. This beauteous lady, this be certain. This man with lime and rough cast doth present wall, that vile wall which did these lovers sunder. And through wall's chink poor souls they are content to whisper, at the which let no man wonder. This man with lantern, dog, and bush of thorn presents moonshine. For if you will know, by moonshine did these lovers think no scorn. To meet at Ninus' tomb, there to woo. This grisly beast, which lion hight by name, the trusty Thisbe coming first by night, did scare away, or rather did affright. And as she fled, her mantle she did fall, which lion vile with bloody mouth did stain. Anon comes Pyramus, sweet youth and tall, and finds his trusty trusty Thisbe's mantle slain, whereas with bloody blameful blade, he bravely approached his boiling, bloody breast, and Thisbe, tarrying his mulberry shade, his dagger drew and died. For all the rest, let lion, moonshine, wall, and lovers twain at large discourse, while here they do remain.
I wonder if the lion be to speak.
No wonder, my lord, one lion may when many asses do.
In this same interlude, it doth befall that I, one Snout by name, present a wall, and such a wall as I would have you think, that had in it a crannied hole or chink, through which the lovers, Pyramus and Thisbe, did whisper often, very secretly. This loam, this rough cast, and this stone doth show that I am that same wall. The truth is so. And this cranny is right and sinister, through which the fearful lovers are to whisper.
O grim look night, O night with you so black, O night, which ever art when day is not, O night, O night! Alack, 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 I fear my Thisbe's promises forgot. And thou, O wall, O sweet, O lovely wall, that stands between her father's ground and mine, thou wall, O sweet and lovely wall, show me thy chink to blink through with mine eye. Thanks, courteous wall. Jove shield thee well for this. But what see I? No Thisbe do I see. O wicked wall, through whom I see no bliss. Cursed be thy stones for thus deceiving me.
Wall, methinks, being sensible, should curse again.
No, in truth, sir, he should not. Deceiving me is Thisbe's cue. She will enter now, and I am to spy her through the wall. You shall see. It will fall pat as I told you. Yonder she comes.
O wall, full often hast thou heard my moans, ah, for parting my fair Pyramus and me. My cherry lips have often kissed thy stones with lime and hair knit up in thee.
I see a voice. Now will I to the chink to spy, and I can hear my Thisbe's face. Thisbe!
My love thou art, my love, I think.
Oh, kiss me through the hole of this vile wall.
I kiss the wall's hole, not your lips at all.
Wilt thou at Ninny's tomb meet me straight away?
Tide life, tide death, I come without delay.
Thus have I, wall, my part discharged so, and being done, thus, wall, away doth go.
Now is the mural down between the two neighbors.
No remedy, my lord, when walls are so willful to hear without warning.
This is the silliest stuff ever I heard.
The best in this kind are but shadows, and the worst are no worse, if imagination amend them.
It must be your imagination then and not theirs.
If we imagine no worse of them than they of themselves, they may pass for excellent men. Oh, here come two noble beasts then, a man and a lion.
You ladies, you whose gentle hearts do fear the smallest monstrous mouse that creeps across the floor, may now perchance both quake and tremble here, when lion wrath in wildest rage doth roar. Then know that I, one snug the joiner am, a lion's fell, nor else no lions. Damn, for if I should as lion come in strife unto this place, 'twere pity on my life.
A very gentle beast of a good conscience.
The very best set of beasts, my lord, that e'er I saw.
This lion is a very fox for his valor.
True, and a goose for his discretion.
Not so, my lord, for his valor cannot carry his discretion, and the fox carries the goose.
His discretion, I am sure, cannot carry his valor, for the goose carries not the fox. It is well, leave it to his discretion, and let us listen to the moon.
This lanthorn doth the horned moon present.
He should have worn the horns on his head.
He is no crescent, and his horns are invisible within the circumference.
This lanthorn doth the horned moon present. Myself, the man in the moon, do seem to be.
This is the greatest error of all the rest. The man should be in the lanthorn. How is it else the man in the moon?
I'm aware of this moon. Would he change?
It appears by his small light of discretion that he is in the wane, but yet, in courtesy and all reason, we must stay the time.
Proceed, Moon.
All I have to say is to tell you that this lanthorn is the moon. I, the man in the moon, this thorn bush, my thorn bush, and this dog, my dog.
Why, all these should be in the lanthorn, for all these are in the moon. Oh, but silence. Here comes Thisbe.
This is old Ninny's tomb. Where is my love? Oh.
Well roared, lion.
Well run, Thisbe.
Well shown, moon. Truly the moon shines with a good grace.
Well moused, lion.
And so the lion vanished.
And then came Pyramus.
Sweet moon, I thank thee for thy sunny beams. I thank thee, moon, for shining now so bright. For by thy gracious golden glittering gleams, I trust to take of truest Thisbe's sight. But stay, oh spite! But mark, poor knight, what dreadful dole is here! My eyes, do you see? Oh, can it be? Oh, dainty duck, oh dear! Thy mantle good? What, stained with blood? Approach, ye furies fell! Oh, fates come! Cut thread and thrum, quail, crush, conclude, and quail!
This passion and the death of a dear friend would go near to make a man look sad.
Be shrewd, my heart, but I pity the man.
Oh, wherefore, nature, didst thou lions frame, since lion vile hath here deflowered my dear, which is no, which was the fairest dame that lived, that loved, that liked, that looked with cheer. Come, tears, confound, out sword, and wound the pap of Pyramus. Aye, that left pap where heart doth hop. Thus die I. Thus. Now am I dead. Now am I fled. My soul is in the sky. Tongue, lose thy light. Moon, take thy flight. Now die, 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 die.
No die but an ace for him, for he is but one.
Less than an ace, man, for he is dead. He is nothing.
With the help of a surgeon, he might yet recover and prove an ass.
How chance Moonshine is gone before Disby comes back and finds her lover?
She will find him by the starlight. Oh, here she comes, and her passion ends the play.
Methinks she will use a long one for such a pyramus. I hope she will be brief.
Asleep, my love. Ah! What? Dead, my dove. Oh, Pyramus, arise. Speak, speak. Quite dumb. Dead, dead. A tomb must cover thy sweet eyes. These my lips, this cherry nose, these yellow corn-slip cheeks are gone, are gone. Lovers, make moan. Oh! His eyes were green as leeks. Oh, sisters three, come, come to me. With hands as pale as milk, lay them in gore. Since you have shore, with shears his thread of silk. Tongue, not a word. Come, trusty sword, come blade my breast and brew. And farewell, friends. Thus this be ends. Adieu, adieu.
Adieu! Moonshine and Lion are left to bury the dead.
And Wall too.
No, I assure you that the wall is down that parted their fathers. Will it please you to see the epilogue or to hear a burgomask dance between the two of our company?
No epilogue. I pray you, for your play needs no excuse. Never excuse for when the players are all dead. There needs none to be blamed. Mary, if he that writ it had played Pyramus and hanged himself in Thisby's garter, it would have been a fine tragedy. Eh? And so it is, truly, and very notably discharged. But come, your burgomask, let your epilogue alone. The top of a gross play hath well beguiled that heavy gate of night, sweet friends to bed. A fortnight hold we this solemnity in nightly revels and jollity. Yeah!
Now the hungry lion roars, and the wolf behouses the moon, while the heavy plowman snores, all with weary task fordone. Now it is the time of night, that the graves all gaping wide, every one lets forth its sprite, in the church pathways to glide. And we fairies, that do run by the triple Hecate's team, from the presence of the sun, following darkness like a dream, now are frolic. Not a mouse shall disturb this hallowed house. I am sent with broom before to sweep the dust behind the door.
Through the house give gathering light, by the dead and drowsy fire, every elf and fairy sprite hop as light and bird from briar. And this ditty, after me, sing and dance it trippingly.
First rehearse your song by rote, to each word a warbling note. Hand in hand with fairy grace, will we sing and bless this place.
Now until the break of day, through this house each fairy stray, to the blessed bride bed will be, by us shall blessed be, and the issue there create ever shall be fortunate. So shall all the couples three ever true and loving be, and the blots of nature's hand shall not in their issue stand. With this field do consecrate, every fairy take his gate, and each several chamber bless through the palace with sweet peace. And the owner of it blessed ever shall in safety rest. Trip away, make no stay, meet me all by break of day.
If we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended, that you have but slumbered here while these visions did appear. And this weak and idle theme, no more yielding but a dream. Gentles, do not reprehend. If you pardon, we will mend. And as I am an honest puck, if we have unearned luck now to escape the serpent's tongue, we will make amends ere long. Else the puck a liar call. And so, good night, and to you all. Give me your hands if we be friends, and Robin shall restore amends.